This is the Investor Connect podcast program. This is Hall T. Martin. I'm the host of the show, in which we interview angel investors, venture capital, private equity, family offices, and many other investor groups for startups and growth companies. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for joining us. Well, hello, this is Hall Martin with Investor Connect. Today I'm here with Chris Ball of Hoxton Capital. Hoxton Capital Management provides unparalleled personal financial advice to expatriate clients living globally. Hoxton Capital Management is a borderless, independent financial advisory consultancy, unrelenting in its commitment to safeguarding your financial future. Chris, thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much for having me.
So where are you calling from today?
So I am actually based in Dubai. So behind me you can see the Sheikh Zayed Road, which is the famous 7-8 lane highway that runs through the middle of Dubai. So yeah, I'm in Dubai.
Great. So tell us more about your background. What did you do before this?
So I started my career in 2004 with KPMG. I trained with them as a chartered accountant, chartered tax advisor, and a financial advisor. And I left them 13 years ago now to go and work for independent financial advisors. I moved out initially to Abu Dhabi with an independent financial advisory group. Had a really good time there, really enjoyed everything that I did there. I worked in Qatar for them and in Abu Dhabi. And then I left them 6 years ago now to go and start Hoxton Capital, which I have grown into the business that it is today.
So what inspired you to start Hoxton Wealth, and how has your vision for the company evolved since its inception?
So I really wanted to build a financial advice practice or a financial planning business that was a place where I wanted to work and encompassed everything that I wanted to do. So I've always kind of wanted to work for myself. So, it wasn't that I hated my last job or anything else like that. I really enjoyed it, but it was more that I wanted to go out and set up on my own and be able to be my own boss and do my own thing. And I think that's where a lot of people get kind of confused. It's kind of, some people are accidental entrepreneurs, as we call them, which is that they like what they do and they want to work for themselves. They don't actually like operating a business. I really like operating a business and have wanted to operate a business. I do enjoy being a financial planner, of course, but I'm lucky that I can do both.
So what is the opportunity that Hoxton Wealth is pursuing?
We're currently looking at in high net worth international clients. So there is a growing global cohort of people that want to be internationally mobile. So, someone who's worked and lived in the US now no longer lives there and might live in the Middle East where I am, might live in Europe, might live in the UK. And they struggle to find people to manage their assets when they're non-resident. And that's really where we pick up things. And we've also started to develop a really solid footprint in the UK for a domestic UK strategy on investing and wealth management.
And so what's the challenge in starting a business here?
Here is in Dubai, or here is in just generally?
Here in this sector of the financial industry.
It's obviously, you're not reinventing the wheel. You're not doing anything vastly different. So there is competition, I would say. Competition is good though. I think it rises everyone, but you do have to, kind of try and make yourself a bit different to what your competitors are doing and do things a bit differently. And I think that's what we do. So we're a fee-based financial advisory firm. Obviously, that has its own challenges as well, because you're trying to attract people and you're trying to say, look, get a nice, good income or build up that income over a long period of time or a smaller amount up front. And obviously, a lot of people are swayed by an initial hit or initial upfront fee. So we're trying to educate the advisors that we work with that it's better to spread your income over a longer period of time.
Great. Well, with clients across many different countries, how does Hoxton Wealth tailor its services to meet, the many diverse financial needs globally?
So we really try and work with people based on where their assets are, and we basically try and aggregate everything into one place. So no matter whether you're in the US, you're in the UK, you're in Europe, or you're in the Middle East or Australia, you see the same system, you see the same outline. So it remains consistent, I think is the right word. And our app is called the Hoxton Wealth app. And you can upload all of your assets on there. You can get a true picture of your net worth. That's whether we manage the assets or we don't. That's available to anyone. And then they can use our modeling tool, which we call Wealth Flow, which essentially is a cash flow modeling tool to help them map out, well, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, these are all the events that I'm going to have along the way. Do I have enough? And when, can I potentially pack up? So, that's what we try and encompass.
Great. And so what are the key trends in wealth management that you think will shape the industry in the coming 5 to 10 years?
I think the key trends really are around, it's obviously going to be quite AI driven. That's obviously very topical. A lot of people are investing lots of money into that. And no matter where you are, it seems that it's on the forefront of everyone's mind. So I definitely think that's going to help. I don't think it will replace advisors. I think it'll assist advisors or good planners with what they do. It shouldn't be replacing what people do. But yeah, I think that's going to be a trend that, is not going to go away and is here to stay.
And so what advice do you give to someone that's, starting their wealth journey now?
I would say to people to, you need to make sure that you work hard. I know that seems to be a bit of a given, but you need to make sure that you're applying yourself consistently every day. Remain disciplined. It's great being good for one day, but you need to be good every day for a long period of time to get real success. Number two is to make sure that you've got a growth mindset. So to make sure that you continuously try and push forward and try and seek out new opportunities and try and educate yourself and better yourself. And the third one is not to have an ego. It's to make sure that you don't get ahead of yourself as you're training, as you're going through your process. It is a process to get from A to B. Like I said, financial planning isn't reinventing the wheel. You're going through a process that many other advisors have got. Don't try and rush it. You could be in this career for years and years and years. So, make sure that you take the opportunities, enjoy the journey and learn at every step.
Great. And so what have been the biggest challenges Hoxton Wealth has faced, and how did you overcome them to achieve your current growth rate?
Biggest challenges that we've probably faced is recruiting the right kind of people. We're really lucky now. We've got a fantastic recruitment division headed up by Ollie, our internal recruiter. And it's difficult hiring good people. And it's if you get it wrong, it really impacts your business. It impacts the culture. It impacts everything that you're about. So, it's tough. And that's what defines your business, is the people within it. So that has been one of the biggest challenges. We've overcome it by only hiring people that are 100% the right fit for our business now, and not trying to just give someone a go. And also implementing a proper hiring process from start to finish. That's really elevated us as in terms of what we do and the talent that we bring on.
Great. Well, you see a lot of new technologies and a lot of business models out there. If someone asks you what business they should start tomorrow, what would you advise them to try to do?
I'd advise them to do what, they've got to be passionate about it and to focus on one thing. I think trying to do 20 different things at once, you'll never do any of them well. So, it's pick what you really like and you're really good at, and then double down on that. You've obviously got to like it and you've got to be good at it. If it can't be something you like that you're terrible at, you need to be proficient and be able to earn an income in it. And you need to be able to focus on the business, because if you're trying to spread your focus across multiple different things, you're not going to get anywhere very quickly.
Great. Well, what's one thing your business did that you didn't expect? What surprised you the most?
The growth that we achieved, I think, is probably the main thing. We've achieved lots, a high level of growth over a short space of time in 6 years, and I never expected it to be that. It's been obviously a real pleasure doing as well as it has. So yeah, it was probably the growth levels.
Great. Well, the last few minutes that we have here, what should we cover that we haven't?
That's it. That's nothing. I think we've done everything that we have, and yeah, if people are interested in our Hoxton Wealth app, it's completely free. So please feel free to go to the App Store or go onto your desktop, hoxtonwealth.com, and download it and give it a go.
So how best for listeners to get back in touch with you?
LinkedIn is where I'm most commonly at. So Chris Ball Hoxton, if you type that in on the search bar, it will come up. And yeah, and all through our website, hoxtonwealth.com.
Great. We'll include those contact details in the show notes. I want to thank you for joining us today and hope to have you back for a follow-up soon.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Investor Connect helps investors interested in startup funding. In this podcast series, experienced investors share their experience and advice. You can learn more at investorconnect.org. Halty Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early-stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinion of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions.